I recently came across a paper that didn't put any implications of anything. So I remember during my PhD, my supervisor would always be like, you need to put the implication of this. What is the implication of this? At the time, because I was a junior researcher, I didn't understand what that meant at all. But now I've been in the field for longer and I understand, more of the political implications of certain things like interventions. I know, what you're supposed to say. But this paper was pretty much like they were reviewing, physical activity interventions. And then one of the papers they reviewed, they were like, oh, yeah, I find that people with disability can't exercise as much. And that was it. That was their conclusion. And I was like, what is the implications of this? Excuse me? You're not telling me anything. We know this. Are you not going to tell me, what are the political implications of this? Does you mean we should, be assisting, making sure that this doesn't happen? And I just couldn't, because there was a lot of the comments where they were just kind of just stopped at the fact of what they found, and they didn't go beyond that. And I just immediately rejected it. It's like, this is not up to par.
I guess having been on that side of being a reviewer as well, there are definitely some things that you can do as an author to give yourself a better chance. I think the halo effect is real, like formatting, spell checking, proofreading, because again, it's all free work. And sometimes you'll get people who are nice enough just to look past that. But a lot of people won't be like that. It'll be annoying to them if they have to read through something that's really looks unfinished. Also, something that's worked for me is emailing the editors beforehand, before submitting a paper, kind of preparing them for what's about to come. Because sometimes you have papers that are a bit it could be maybe, for example, like a qualitative study that's way over the word limit. Or it could be a commentary that has some data that doesn't quite fit into the types of papers that they usually accept. But I found if you email them and tell them about what the paper's about and that kind of thing, then it just passes through. Whereas if you just submit it, they'll immediately just be like, no, this is the right fit. And this is probably a repetition of what we've said before, but I think responding in the right way to make to reveal comments, right? So make sure the reviewer feels acknowledged. And I'll tend to write a really thorough response, even if the change itself isn't that extensive. Because A, you have the effect of looking like you've really paid attention to what they've said. But B, sometimes you just fatigue them so they don't bother, and it just gives them a certain impression and they move on and they don't read everything. So I tend to over quote and be like, oh yes, and this is a good point and blah 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 blah, and it tends to get me over the line.